Hello everyone and welcome to this video tutorial. So what I'm going to be showing you today is how you can capitalize a title using JavaScript. So I'm going to be using the example of the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe in this tutorial. I'm using this because it's quite a long title and it's also got some features that are interesting. So for example, the first "the" in the title is capitalized, whereas the second and third are not, and it's also got some words that should be capitalized and others that shouldn't. So it's quite a good test example to see whether a capitalizer is working properly. So the title already exists in my HTML, so it's all in lowercase, and what I'm going to do is to use JavaScript to capitalize it in the same way that it is here on the Wikipedia page. So I've already selected the H1 title using the query selector. So I selected the H1 element and I'm getting the text content out of that element, so the text inside it. So I'm going to create a function for capitalizing a title because it's the kind of thing that you might want to call upon again and again. So I'll call it title capitalizer, and the input is going to be a title. So I'll call the parameter here input title, and I'll pass in the title I selected in the DOM at the end as a test. So the basic strategy for capitalizing the title is to take the string, which is the title, turn it into an array, and then capitalize the first letter of each item in the array. And then once that's done, merge it back together as a string, and that will be the result. Every letter will be capitalized. So this is a basic version. I'll show you how to add exceptions in a moment, but I first just want to go through a simple example where I'm capitalizing every word, and then we'll add a little bit more complexity. Okay, so before I split the string into an array where each word is an individual item, I need to make sure that the input title is in lowercase. So I can do that by calling to lowercase on input title, and I'll store that in a variable. I'll call that input title LC. And that's just important to have a baseline, so that, because if the title is already capitalized, then capitalizing uppercase letters will have no effect. So the next thing I want to do is to take the input title, which is now definitely in lowercase, and split it into an array of words. And I can do that by splitting wherever there is a space in the title. And I'll store that in a variable called title array. Now the next step is I want to iterate through title array, and I want to capitalize the first letter of each of the items. So you could use a loop for this, but here I'm going to use the map method. So map accepts a function, and you have available to you there each item in the array, which in this case is a word. So for each word in the array, I want to select the character at position 0, and I want to make that to uppercase. And the return value of this is just going to be the first letter. Okay, so now what I want to do is to get the rest of the word and then concatenate the first letter and the rest of the word to give a capitalized word each time. So I'll call this rest for rest of the word, and to get that I can use slice 1. So this means that anything before position 1 in the string is not going to be in rest, so it's going to be the word minus the first letter. So I concatenate first letter, which is capitalized, with the rest of the word. Okay, so what running map here will return is an array containing each word as an item, and the first letter in each word is going to be capitalized. So I'm going to store the return value of this in a variable called title array capitalized, and then what I want to do after map with that result is merge the array back into a string. So I can use that with I can do that with the join method, and what I want to do is add a space in between the individual items. So this is now going to be the result of this function. So I'll call that res, and then I'll return that. So it's the return value of the function. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll call the function. So we'll see if it's all working. So I'm going to pass in the title that I selected. So what I'll do is I'll save that in a variable called title capitalized, and then I'll make that the value of the H1. So I'll use the query selector to select it. It's a H1 element, and the text content should be the title capitalized. Okay, so let's see if that's working. Go back to the browser, refresh, and you can see that each of the words is now capitalized, but that's not the result, the final result that we're looking for. We actually want to only capitalize some words. So there are some exception words which, if they are not the first letter in the title, then they shouldn't be capitalized. So we need to add some exceptions to the function so that it's producing the result we want here. Okay, so to add exception words, what you want to do is you want to create an array containing the words you want to make an exception for. So I created some before this tutorial. So I have the most common ones here, but you can add your own exceptions as well so that it's making the title capitalizer your own, and over time you can add more words to it so that it becomes more personalized the more you use it. So I'll just start with these basic ones that will be good enough for our title here. Okay, so the way that I handle this is I go into the map function and I write an if statement here. So I want to check if the word is on the exceptions list. If it is on the exceptions list, then I don't want to capitalize it and I want to just return the word. So to check if the word is on the exceptions list, I can say exceptions dot includes, check to see if it includes the current word. And there is another condition I want to check for, because if the word is the first in the title, then I want to always capitalize it even if it's on the exceptions list. So I'm checking to see if the word is on the exceptions list, then it will be excluded from capitalizing. And so what I want to do here is check the index of the word. So you actually have available to you when you use map. The second parameter is the current index of the word that you're iterating through. So index does not equal 0. So as I mentioned, if the if statement is true, then I just want to return the word as it is without any capitalization. So if it's not an exception, you want to just do exactly what we were doing before. So just place the same code in the else statement. Okay, so let's check if that's working now. I'll refresh the title in the browser. Now you can see that the title is being capitalized just like it is on Wikipedia here. So the word the appears 3 times in the title, but it's only being capitalized when it's the first letter because it's on the exceptions list, and you can see that the rest of the title is capitalized except for the word and, which is on the exceptions list. Okay, so that is how you can use JavaScript to capitalize a title. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, please consider hitting the like button down below this video, and don't forget you can see more content like this by subscribing to the channel.